goal behind, then those are the kind of things you're looking for, how we react to things like that, because it'll happen in a game of football, particularly away from home. And, we knew Burnley would come at us and press us, and just like the way we handled all that, we stayed calm, we kept playing our football. We worked really hard as a unit, and, in the second half, we really went up a gear and took our chances. We probably, in the final third and the first half, were a bit wasteful, but in the second half, were outstanding.
I think what we've learned at this level is that it's not enough to have one half. You need 90 minutes of focus and performance of the highest level, certainly for us to get a result in these type of games. But, we didn't give up. We kept running, we kept working hard, we kept creating chances. But today we just faced a better side. And I'm looking forward to try and close the gap as much as we can so that next time we play these type of sides, that we give ourselves a chance to win these games.
Word about your captain, a hat-trick away from home. No easy feat in the Premier League.
No, outstanding, Sonny was outstanding. He has been. He hasn't got the goal so far, but he's been an outstanding leader just with the way he presents himself every day at training and then on game day. He led our press today, and then he's got the quality when the chances come to take them. So really pleased for him.
Is it a lot of fun under the new manager?
Yes, I think as you could see, I think it's very important because we get much pressure because you're playing in the Premier League team and one of the best league in the world. Sometimes we forget how much is it important that you're enjoying the football, so with the happiness. So I think we have to keep enjoying this kind of football, and I think everyone is very, very happy.
They certainly are. Heung Min Son, 3 names, 3 goals. He was electric today, wasn't he?
He was. I think you can see within the whole group at Spurs right now, they're enjoying this new style of football, this Ange ball, the way that they're pressing high up the pitch. And I think anybody that would have seen that Son he just wasn't himself. I think there was talk about an injury that he was having, but, he's came out the blocks flying this year. And today was the Son that everybody's used to seeing. I think from a creative point of view, the club, the team know exactly what he wants. Look at his movement there. He draws his man in, O'Shea, and spins him in behind. And at this point here, you feel like you're kind of at his mercy because he's got the awareness, the touch, and that's not the finish of a man that's gone 8 games without a goal.
I love that. Love the dink there.
He could have panicked, he could have smashed it. He just had that composure at the right moment just to find the perfect finish. And his second goal's got a level of intelligence to it too. A lot of strikers right now might be sprinting to try and get in the box, but he understands where the space is, and he just holds it. He doesn't even need to say anything to Solomon. Just leaves the space for the ball to be slotted in. Again, dispatched brilliantly. I've highlighted Porro on a couple of occasions here because of just the quality of the passes that he's been playing, and this is just another one. Too high a line from Burnley. And that's just, it's food and drink for Heung Min Son. In behind, making runs in behind defenders. And he just slots it in. And it was a brilliant hat-trick and a brilliant display, all round, actually, from the whole team.
A cracking start to the season for Tottenham. You enjoy watching Ange ball?
Yeah,
Ian, as much as you can.
Yeah, you are. He needed to have a good start. It's a pressurised job. He said that he's got a picture of how he sees the team playing, and this is just the beginning. 3 games unbeaten now. Good point at Brentford as well. It's looking good, and the players look like they're very much enjoying what they're doing. So, the momentum is with them at the moment. Long may it continue for them.
He said with tongue firmly in cheek. Jermaine, it's early in the season for Burnley, but cause for concern?
Look, I think they're under no illusions that it's going to be a tough season, Vincent Kompany. But there were just a few things for me that I spotted today that just looked a little bit like there is some cause for concern. Kolosho is late in the press there. Then Sander Berg, he's late in the press. This is the first goal. They're 1-0 up at this point. The whole team is committed. And they leave themselves 2v2 at the back. That just it felt quite naive to me. You've gone a goal up. There is an element that says, go and get the second one, but it's a bit like you're playing against a quality team here.
Too easy, wasn't it?
Keep your shape and work your way into it. And there was too many moments like this in the game where I felt like they encouraged Tottenham. That's half a press from Tottenham, really, and they've got themselves a corner out of it. Now, I know that Vincent Kompany wants them to play this way. This is how they came into the league from the Championship and won that league, and that's fine. And at times it's good to see, but for me, when they're doing it, it needs to amount to something. So when they're knocking it around like this, great, you've got out of the press. This is when something needs to happen. This ball now needs to either go in the channel or find somebody in that little pocket of space there, but they never did that. And you'll see here, your striker, he's not making that run. He's almost hiding, up top. He's not offered any support whatsoever. And they ended up just going backwards, Burnley, and then circulating the ball, and Tottenham loved it. They were like, oh, you keep doing that. and we're going to get a chance because you're going to make another mistake. Inevitably, that's exactly what they did. And when they made that mistake, they left it to one of the worst people they could possibly leave it to.
This was a bit special.
I mean, 25 yards out, they don't get more dangerous than James Maddison, and it was dispatched. And, yeah, this man's got a lot to think about at the minute. But, you know, he's under no illusions as to where his team's at, and he'll give them the time they need, I'm sure.
It's always hard coming up from the
It always is.
What's your favourite of your 3 goals?
No, I mean, this is all 3 goals of me, but I think I would say this is a team goal. I mean, all 3 goals are really, really good, and all those 3 goals and all 5 goals are favouring my goals, so I can't choose one because it's a team sport for me. It's not important that I score hat-trick. The most important thing is that we got 3 points today.
The first one, you took your time. You took a touch before that beautiful finish. Did you consider hitting it first time?
Look, I mean, we were playing. First of all, the movement was really good for me, I think, and Pedro saw me that I would like to run in behind, so the pass was really good, and I mean the Mano pass was fantastic to make it perfectly. So, but to be honest, my first touch was not really great. So, but I still tried to be composure to finish well. So I think the finish was also a little bit lucky, but it looked really good.
Well done, Ange. How highly do you rate that performance and how clinical your players were?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Yeah, obviously going a goal down early away from home is always a bit of a test. So it's not what you want to see, but just looking at the guys, how we reacted and how we played our way through that, I thought was outstanding. You know, we stayed calm, played our football, grew into the game, and then got a real grip on sort of, the whole contest, both defensively and with the ball, and a bit wasteful in the first half. But second half, like I said, we were clinical and really outstanding effort.
Played Son up front today, and he repaid you with a hat-trick. Is that a real option for you, playing him up front?
Yeah, absolutely. I've known Sonny for a long time, and I've watched him play in various positions in that front third, and his movement's great. He's a quality finisher, and I just think he's been outstanding for us all year. Even today, the way he pressed the goalkeeper, he's very good with his feet, but I thought that was a trigger for us to really sort of get some impetus into the game. So it wasn't just his goal, it was his hard work, but obviously then he has the quality to finish it off, and ecstatic for him.
And the prompting that James Maddison did today, again, how encouraged are you the way that he started his Tottenham career?
Again, outstanding matters has been. Look, it's great that him, Sonny and Romero today all scored, and they've been outstanding as leaders so far in both their performances and the way they present themselves every day, and they've taken that leadership role and that responsibility, and not just with words but with actions, and Matt has worked again hard for the team, and he has that quality, and not just creative, but I don't think anyone was in any doubt once he shaped up for that shot. It was going in the back of the net. He's clinical when he gets in front of goal, so again, delighted for him as well.
You said before the game that you'd made an encouraging start, 10 points from 4 games. Is that a very good start now? How do you assess it?
It's good, yeah, it's okay, but it's 4 games in, we know. Look, we're at the beginning, we've got a long way to go. Obviously from our perspective, it's at least building some belief within us. And I've said before, when you get that belief, it hopefully accelerates the growth we have. But, still a long way to go.
Fans were singing, "We've got our Tottenham back" in that second half. What does that mean to you to hear that?
Oh, look, it means everything because it's their club, and you want them to enjoy it, and you want them to, live that experience every match day. And, that's why we do what we do, We've all experienced playing in empty stadiums. It's literally an empty feeling. So you do it for your supporters, and delighted they had a great day out today.
You look so dangerous today. You've also got Brennan Johnson to come in, who signed last night. He was your top target. What is it about him that you like so much, and what can he add?
Yeah, really excited bringing Brennan in. As you said, he was one I kind of was really keen to get in, and it took a while to get there. But look, he's just another really exciting young player. We want to be an exciting team going forward, and he's a little bit different from the other attacking players we've got. He's got some great speed, and again can finish, and he's got a great work rate, and he's ambitious. I love that. That's the kind of group we're trying to get together. He's taken the big leap now, and I think he'll enjoy the environment, and I think he'll help us.
So, right, the other thing that you may have missed while you've been away is we love Ange now. Yeah. This is now an Ange fan programme.
No, but I love it. Remember, I've come from the world. Yes. I come from the place of Ange. I come from Australia, man.
You come from the Ange down under.
Honestly, all the interviews I was doing was, how's he going to do? And all you could say is, you just hope that he has a good start. You just hope he has a good start, because obviously the Tottenham fans, they don't know too much about it. They know he come from Celtic, but like he said, he's been in the game for a while. And, you know, being at Celtic's helped him with this situation with Tottenham. Harry Kane going when he's gone as well has helped, because the noise kind of quietened down around Tottenham once he got there, I found, because of the way he is and his character, the way he is. And we're seeing him playing the football. What's got to happen is he's got to have time. I speak to Tim Cahill. Tim Cahill said if he gets time, so as he can get what he wants to do in that team and put the players in, Tottenham will be very happy with him. And at the moment, it's looking good.
You know that beat very well at Tottenham, and the fans are fully on board. And you're talking about him, you know, getting enough time. It doesn't feel like there's going to be any pressure from fans anytime soon.
I was on a fans podcast last week, actually, and I asked them all, is this the fastest you've ever taken to Absolutely, yes.
Before a ball was kicked.
Before a ball was kicked, I think they saw the way he played in pre-season. They see the way that he relates to them. He's very dry, very droll, very down to earth. Talks about someone asked him at the weekend about whether James Maddison was a bargain at £40 million. He said, bargain? I don't know what world you live in. What world £40 million. He's very, very down to earth. But one of the key things that I think has been really helpful, and I've been of this opinion for a long time, they sold Harry Kane and they got a huge amount of money for him. I think they've needed to do that for a long time. A lot of the Tottenham players had been hiding behind Harry Kane's goals and not showing any leadership.
Right.
And what Spurs have done is rebuilt that team. A new centre-half, they brought back Udogie from loan.
Yes.
Bissouma and Sarr are playing. Bissouma looks like the player they bought from Brighton. Sarr's getting an opportunity that he didn't have under Conte. The arrival of Maddison is a game changer. I'm sure we'll focus on him a bit later. And they've got a guy with...
And they've got Bentancur coming back.
Bentancur coming back. And the thing is about Postecoglou, he spent his career defying the odds. When he first got the job at Australia, I remember doing some stuff for Australian TV down there, and a little bit of doubts, but he won them over with that commitment to attacking football. At Celtic, when he arrived, a few celebrating names will say, who is this guy? You know, undefeated at home at Celtic. This is a guy, and not just undefeated, but playing great stuff, winning silverware, winning people over. And now he's come here, and I mean, this is a hard job. And I think the one good thing that might work in his favour is that the managers that were there before him, they almost felt like they were doing Spurs a favour.
Yes, good shout.
Whereas this guy he's hungry to win, to defy the odds. And I think he's going to be sensational.
Fingers crossed for him.
He is, and he's just playing the kind of football that Tottenham fans want to see. It feels like a breath of fresh air from everything that they're saying, everything that we've seen from Spurs. And yes, you know, it doesn't have to be attractive attacking football in order to be successful. But having had the opposite and not had any success with it, this seems infinitely preferable to them.
Yeah, it looks good. Early days, and I'm sure he'll be the first person to admit it's early days. And what I really love about him, going back to your point, Darren, is in the media, whenever he's given an interview, he always speaks about the team we're looking to be, we want to be. He never speaks about the team they are at present, because he knows it's a work in progress. And I think what he's done is his presence has diluted all of the noise around Tottenham, and he's taken that pressure off the players. I think his biggest challenge moving forward is sustaining this level of football and improving it, but also the number 9. I think Richarlison, I know him well from Everton, desperate for him to do well, and he just looks like he's trying a bit too hard. And I think that if they can get him ticking, I think we're starting to look at a team that's going to function at a high level this season.
I think you've seen them linked with Brennan Johnson. So you see that midfield with Bissouma, Sarr, Bentancur and Maddison in and around there. I think with Richarlison up front, if you can get a Brennan Johnson, and then you can get the Richarlison what went to Everton when he started to really do, and then you can get that maybe 10, 12 goals out of him. You'll get goals from other places. And I think that then you're starting to look at a Tottenham team that's going to cause a lot of problems. I feel that you're right, I think that Richarlison's just trying too hard. He needs to just calm down. Harry Kane's not there at the moment. They haven't got the centre forward. So you stay fit, you're going to play. So just stay calm. You know what I mean? Probably might need a manager to let him know, listen, just relax and play. I'm going to play you in the games. And then he just build himself into the game. Because if they do carry on what they're doing, Madison's looking amazing, and they can bring in another like winger like a Brennan Johnson, who's very exciting. He'd be a perfect Tottenham player. I can totally see it, just like I see it with Madison. Then you start to see that Tottenham, in their final form, could look very, very dangerous.
Yeah, Madison, it just feels like the perfect fit on all fronts for the club, for the supporters, for the manager's style of footbul.
And for him as well, himself as well, where he is.
I love him. I absolutely love your plays football. Last season at Old Trafford playing for Leicester, I said on commentary, I said he's the best player in the Premier League at taking the ball on the half turn, without a doubt. The way that he can manipulate his body with the ball is the best, I think, in the Premier League. Open to discussion, but contributing to with goals now to his game, he's almost like, I don't know, is it great, the main man at Spurs?
He will be.
And he can be, and he will be, but he's also okay with not being the main man because he knows he can function at a high level. But with Spurs, looking at their squad last season, like I used to call them a bit like a plane, like heavy weighted on the wings, and like they had so many wing backs, but nothing through the middle, right? And then look at them now, and like he's just gone back to a conventional system with a back four, solid. Everyone knows their jobs, and Perisic is starting to sort of get back into the team. You've got Højbjerg, who, you know, he's a good Premier League number 6, in my opinion. He plays a bit sideways, but he's safe. He's got players that are going to come in, and you can see the culture around the team. All the players want to play for him. And that's the presence of Ange Postecoglou. He brings that about him. I love watching him. I love Madison. And I think they've got a bright future.
When you see, like, Madison, I think the Tottenham fans will be very surprised at how much work he gets through. He'll go box to box. You'll see him in the midfield. You see him, like, for that goal there, right up the top end. He's got a free rein, right? And someone like him with a free rein, then you get pace up front. You get people who get good, people who look after you, like Basuma, like Bentancur. You know, even Sarr looks... Then all of a sudden, you've got James Maddison just floating in and around all of that. Just get Richarlison, just needs to just nick a couple of goals, get themselves going.
I agree. I think that there has been this thing about what would the Spurs do without Harry Kane, but they've rebuilt the team. And I think that's what they've needed to do. The left centre-back position's been a problem position for Spurs for several seasons. Mickey van der Ven, he's coming, he's slotted in. He reminds me a lot of when Toby Alderweireld made Jan Vertonghen a better centre-half for being there. They're a lot more settled. They're not making silly mistakes anymore. Van der Ven's very quick as well, a good covering player. And then they've got that protection in front of the back row in Sarr and Basuma as well. The irony about where they are at the moment, and you're right, Postecoglou's been saying that we're only a little bit of a step where we need to be, but we're nowhere near there yet, is that Son and Kulusevski, who have been at times their best players, are nowhere near where they can be as yet. The other thing is that he was at the press conference last Friday, and I asked him about where he tends to look. And the answer was very interesting because sometimes managers can set themselves up to be really clever. He told this story about when he was in Japanese football and he was managing Yokohama, and he played against Kawasaki Frontale, and a guy came on and ripped his team apart. He's come straight out of university, and he says he put his school books down, came on the pitch, ripped us apart. And he said, I turned to my guys, who's this guy? Mitoma. And he said it was him and another guy called Reo Hitate. And when he went to Celtic, he tried to buy Mitoma, and Brighton had already got in there and signed Mitoma. But he signed Hitate, took him to Celtic. But he said he will go back to the Asiatic market to see if he can get players there that are very, very cheap in this world of players going for huge numbers.
That was the wider point he was making. He's like, there's plenty of talent out there that isn't, you know, tens of millions of pounds if you know where to look. And obviously he has that link to that market. But the success of James Maddison has just been extraordinary and instant. And, of course, the way he's endeared himself to the supporters, or certainly to the home supporters, at least, because when he was over taking a corner against Bournemouth, took a little bit of advice as to whether or not to get the ball right on the edge of the corner of the corner nice. Make sure, make sure
because
it was okay.
Even in the heat of it, you know, he's still got time to have a little like banter with the fans. It's nice because like people kind of like get a bit. I loved it.
Got a touch of the Ian Wright about it.
That was nice. Because you know what, the fans, that's something they'll talk about as well. Yeah, he got us there. I'll get him there.
Owen, Spurs had their frustrations, their supporters under the likes of Mourinho and Conte with style. They're not going to complain under this fella, are they?
No, I think everybody loves Big Ange. I love his voice, never mind his football. He's brilliant. I mean, he plays this beautiful attacking football. In a way, all of a sudden, Harry Kane's left you worry about the goals being scored, but all of a sudden now he's probably going to get 4 or 5 guys chipping with 10. We've seen the start Maddison's had. Now Son can play through the middle, but Richarlison's on the bench. Solomon came in, looked really good. They got Kulusevski as well. They seem to have a lot of firepower all of a sudden in this team, and they're not really relying on just on Harry Kane. But Ange's football is brilliant. He plays out from the back, and they create goals, and he won't care, that it's 5-2 because that's how he wants to play. He wants to attack, score goals, and they're going to score a ton.
Second hat-trick of the day, 5 in his Tottenham career now for Son. His first as captain after the departure. You liked some of these finishes as well.
And this first one, I think, is a wonderful finish. He's always in control of this. He knows exactly what he's doing. And he sends the defender down, he sends the goalkeeper down. He's just got to get the accuracy right and the right amount of height on the ball. And it's absolute perfection. What a great finish. So clever. Defender and goalkeeper haven't got a clue what he's going to do. And, when someone as big as Kane leaves the football club, you've got to say to yourself, am I going to step up? And it's a really good opportunity for other players to say, OK, I might have a little bit more freedom. I might be able to express myself a little bit more. And that's exactly what it looks as if is happening at Tottenham. And again, that's a cultured finish. You can see he sort of guides it with his left foot to the goalkeeper's right. It's all looking really, really well at Tottenham at the moment. I'm sure at times they're going to miss Harry Kane and his goals during the season, but they've had a wonderful start and playing some great football.
Yeah, and just a quick one on Burnley. You heard Vincent Kompany say that it's a fine line when you step up to the Premier League, yet to get a point in their first 3 games.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, they're playing that possession football where they want to dominate, a bit like Ange, but Ange has got a lot of world-class players in his side, and I love Vinny, and he's trying to play this way. But they're going to have to find a way to get results. They keep playing this possession. But they almost had the same possession as Tottenham today. But they got beat quite heavily. So they're going to have to find a way to maybe play a little bit deeper, be a bit more compact. But this possession football is not working at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you've just got to say, you know what, we might have to change 1 or 2 things. We can't keep going out and playing expansive football because Vincent said it himself. You get punished at this level. You've got world-class players. You make 1 mistake, the game's over with. You can't afford to do that. And the more you keep playing, the more chances you've got.
Position maintenant. Alors que se passe-t-il? Le buteur Hakim Ziyech est resté au sol.